with, I've separated the Swiss meringue buttercream into 2 bowls, and to 1/2 I'm going to add blackcurrant freeze-dried powder. This is 100% blackcurrants that have been freeze-dried, so they have a wonderful intensity and potency of colour and flavour of fresh blackcurrants. And I'm going to add about 4 to 5 teaspoons to the buttercream to create the flavour and intensity. Stir this together, and what I'm aiming for is to create a really lovely natural shade, but a dark shade intensity of blackcurrant buttercream. Now, because this is freeze-dried powder, what you'll notice is as this powder absorbs in, hydrolyzes within the buttercream will gradually become darker and darker and darker. So it's a good idea to make this up, let it stand for about 5 minutes, then whisk it again, beat it again, before you're ready to use it to sandwich between your layers of cake and do the hand piping. That's my blackcurrant buttercream ready. So now I'm going to split these cakes so that we can layer them and then do the skim coat. With the knife on the top, just through the centre, serrated knife, just take that top layer off so that it will sit without damaging. And I'm going to put a little bit of buttercream on my board here to hold the cake in position. And I'm going to turn the cake over. I'm splitting each cake twice, so I'm going to end up with 6 layers of cake. I did promise this was going to be a showstopper. And that's why it really helps that these cakes are chilled so that they handle beautifully. I'm going to separate these 2 layers. Oops. And then spread each one with a thin layer of buttercream. Look at the colour of that. It's just so pretty. But because it is quite intense, just add a thin, thin layer. Put the next layer on top. Top layer on. And then continue up with the next cake. Add that one upside down. And then finally, the top tier upside down in position, so that you create it and just move it around until you find that it's the most level that it can be. But what fun. Now I'm going to skim coat the sides so that we've got the purple base on which to then do all the extra decoration. Now I'm ready to skim coat this cake. I'm going to transfer it onto a larger flat cake board so that once it's completely skim coated, I'll be able to move it into position onto my cake stand. With my palette knife, I'm going to take the Swiss meringue buttercream and I'm going to start at the base of the cake here and then just gently draw it up the side of the cake all the way around. The cake needs to be decorated in situ, so if you remember, it's on a board in here, and I'm going to put just a little bit of buttercream on the centre of my cake stand so that once it's on here, I can then decorate it in situ. And then we're ready to start piping. To create the detail, I'm going to use a 2D nozzle, and I'm going to fill a piping bag with this nozzle and the first intensity of blackcurrant buttercream. Roll the bag back, have it nice and open, and then fill that with the blackcurrant buttercream. Now just massage the buttercream before you seal the bag to ensure that all of the air bubbles are eliminated, and then draw the icing down so that you've got that buttercream fairly near the end, and then you can just see, so that twist the bag so that you can just see the buttercream coming out the end, and then you know that you're ready to pipe. For the first rose, I'm going to start just about 2 centimetres up from the base of the cake and just a little bit away from the cake, so that when I start piping, the centre of the rose will form here. Then I'm going to bring the nozzle round, up, down, up, and stop at the top. Now it's important to keep an even pressure as you're piping like this. If you're not pushing hard enough or you're moving too slowly, you're going to get a very sort of scant flower and it's not going to form the shape properly. But similarly, if you push too hard or you go too fast, then you'll find that the flower will run away from you. So the idea is to build up your rhythm and build up your consistency. And this cake is great for that because you get to have so much practice. It's all about understanding how hard to push and how fast to go. Now that I've done my first ring of roses, with the colour that I have left in the bag, I'm going to transfer that back into the bowl and add another portion of the plain white buttercream to this. That will soften the colour and I can use that to pipe the second ring of roses. I'm going to repeat the process for the next 2 layers. And then the very last amount of buttercream will be blended to be able to decorate the top. To pipe on the top, hold the bag vertically over the top, so I have to go up on my tippy toes to be able to reach, and then start at the outside and pipe the roses round. And then one in the centre to finish. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your blackcurrant ombre cake. For more techniques, click on the link below.